Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're going to tackle a pretty big mystery in the world of green technology. It's all about a huge decision that a lot of us are facing, the choice to go electric.
So here's the puzzle, right? We hear it all the time. Electric vehicles are a crucial step towards a sustainable future. And yet, when you look around on the highway, that big transition, it feels incredibly slow. So what's really going on?
And look, the stakes here are huge. The International Energy Agency says that road transport, we're talking our cars, trucks, and buses, is responsible for nearly 3/4 of all CO2 emissions from fuel combustion in the entire transport sector. I mean, that is just a massive number. You know, experts have this thing called an S-curve to describe how we adopt new technology. It always starts out kind of slow, but then it hits a tipping point and whoosh, it accelerates like crazy. So the real question is, what's keeping us stuck on the flat part of the curve with EVs? Okay, so to crack this case, we've got to get inside our own heads. We need to understand the complex machinery of how we make decisions. And for that, we're going to borrow a classic idea from the world of marketing. Yeah, marketers have this fantastic term for it, the buyer's black box. And why a black box? Well, because for the longest time, what actually goes on inside our minds, all those thoughts, feelings, and calculations that lead to a purchase, it's been a total mystery, really hard to see. And the model for how it works is honestly super simple. Step 1, stuff happens around us. You see an ad, the economy changes. Step 2, all that information goes into our black box and gets processed. And step 3, an action comes out. We either buy the thing or we walk away. All right, so let's do it. Let's try and peek inside that black box. What are these hidden forces that are really pulling the strings when we're standing there looking at a shiny new electric car? And wow, it's a lot. As you can see, our choices get shaped by pretty much everything. You've got your cultural background, what your family and friends think, your personal stuff like your job and how much money you make, and then, of course, all the psychological things, what motivates you, what you believe. But here's the catch. Even with this super detailed map of how our minds work, something's not adding up. A lot of us tick all these boxes, right? We're concerned about the planet, but that concern isn't always turning into action, especially for a big purchase like an EV. The puzzle's still not solved.
Okay, but get this. A really groundbreaking 2025 study from the journal Environment and Behavior might have just found the missing piece of the puzzle. So the researchers were asking this really fundamental question. How do you get from that kind of vague feeling of, yeah, I should probably do something for the environment, to the very specific concrete action of, I'm walking into a dealership and buying this EV? What's the bridge that connects those two things? And what they found is this powerful psychological trigger they call perceived marketplace influence. Let's just call it PMI. Basically, PMI is your belief that your choices actually matter. It's that feeling that what you do can genuinely make a difference in the wider market. And what's cool is that this belief, this PMI, it works in two ways. On one side, you have the belief in your own individual power. My purchase matters. But on the other side, you have the belief that the big companies, the car makers, are actually paying attention and will change if enough of us demand it.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The study found that believing the companies will listen and adapt, that's actually a more powerful motivator than just believing in your own single action. It's the belief that together we can change the system. That's what really gets us to act.
So let's put it all together. How does this missing clue, this PMI thing, fit into the whole decision-making chain we've been talking about?
The researchers laid it out like a roadmap. It starts with knowing about the environmental issues. That knowledge builds trust in green options. That trust makes you more concerned. But, and here's the absolute key, that concern only flips the switch to I'm going to buy one when you also have that high sense of perceived marketplace influence. PMI is the trigger. It's the final domino.
Just like the author said, this model really does connect all the dots. It shows that our belief in our ability to influence the market is the critical piece that unlocks the decision to buy green. It's what can help us finally get up that steep part of the S-curve we saw earlier. So, we've peeked inside the black box. We've found this missing clue. What's the big takeaway? What does this mean for you, for the auto industry, and, well, for the planet?
The big idea here is that our mindset is everything. Yeah, being concerned about the environment is the fuel, but our belief in our power, that's the spark that actually starts the engine of change. It suggests that maybe the most important thing we can do is foster the belief that our choices, when we make them together, can literally reshape the world.
And that leaves us with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? If this psychological switch, this belief in our collective influence, is the key to unlocking the transition to sustainable transportation, just think about it. What other huge global challenges could we solve if we all just started to truly believe in our power to change them?